Welcome to another episode of Nimsoli Explains with me, your host, Nimsoli. This week, we will be looking at how D&D Beyond and Roll20 compare and contrast so that you can pick which one works best for you and your table. But before we get started, can I please ask you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so that you will know when the next episode will be released. Any engagement by you really helps grow the channel, and I want to show as many people as I can the joys of playing online with your actions help make that possible. Thank you so much. D&D Beyond are two very different services, but with some overlap. First, they both sell officially licensed rulebooks, adventures, and more at more or less the same prices. Both allow you to share your purchases with others in your campaign with a paid subscription, and both have multiple tiers of plans that start at free. You can search the rules in an online search, though I do think D&D Beyond may have an edge on the search tool. Now for some differences. D&D Beyond subscriptions are a little bit less expensive, though I do think they offer you a little bit less for the money. With paid tiers, you can create unlimited characters and create unlimited encounters as a DM. With the master tier, which is only $55 a year, you can share your books with your players. This is a great option for those that have some other tabletop online service that they like using, or for those that play in person. Plus, I have to say the character sheet and creation options are great, both visually and in use. With the subscription, they give you away every month such freebies as online custom dice and portrait frames. Roll20 is a little different. The basic paid account plus starts at about the same price as the highest tier of D&D Beyond, $50 for Roll20, $55 for D&D Beyond, and you can spend as much as $100 a year for the Pro account. But what does that money get you? You have the option to buy other games than D&D, such as Starfinder, Alien RPG, Call of Cthulhu, and dozens of others, whereas D&D Beyond is limited to only supporting Dungeons and Dragons. Plus, you are paying for tabletop with dynamic lighting and many other features for a more immersive experience for your players, as well as storage for your digital assets for you to upload to your games. Plus, the Pro tier comes with more storage, dev server access so that you can experiment without damaging your game, and an extensive API that you can leverage to make your gaming experience better. Plus, the Looking for Group forums are a great place to recruit new players. And if you have a Pro subscription, Roll20 provides monthly perks too, such as free maps and tokens. One thing I really like with Roll20 is that when you buy a book like the Player's Handbook, you get a bunch of art that you can use in your campaigns. I haven't seen that option so much for D&D Beyond. Plus, when you buy a module like the Rime of the Frost Maiden, which my players are currently exploring in one of my campaigns, you get the maps pre-populated with encounters and dynamic lighting already set up on the map for you. You can also create a character for D&D using the character mancer, which, while not as spiffy looking for, uh, you know, appearances, seems to have just as many options. For me, I went with Roll20. I've looked at D&D Beyond, but where I found it lacking for myself is that it doesn't include a tabletop, so that when you play, you have to find another place for your characters to gather. You are also limited to only using it for D&D. I do occasionally play other games, so having a service that gives me uh, other game systems is a great benefit. That is where Roll20 excels, in my opinion. I can play the games I want to play and have the tools I need to play with people across the globe. I'm not limited as much as I would be with D&D Beyond. I hope my comparisons of the two systems are helpful for you in your game. For me, I love Roll20 and consider it to be worth what I've paid for it. But you and your table, you may have different considerations in play. Pick what is right for you and your game. On that note, I'll wish you a great game and see you next time on Nimsoli Explains.